Just a couple things before we get started here. Sorry to get this report out so late in the day. First of all, guess what I was doing last night? Actually, your mind's in the gutter. No, that's not it. Well, that might have been part of it. The answer, though, is finally watching Madoka Magica. And I have 1.5 episodes left. I'm scared to finish it. I feel like it's either going to end really well or terribly for everyone. And that's very sad. I don't know what to expect. So very nervous to finish that, but it's been a great watch. Been enjoying that a lot. The other thing I want to give a shout out to, Tug, that umbrella guy. I got this story from him. However, I do think a few people tagged me a while back about this story, and I actually have a planner, and I usually write down what I plan on covering in this planner. Never wrote this one down, completely forgot about it. And then I saw Tug release a video on this earlier, and looks like a great story. So let's talk about this news. It all started about a week ago. If you remember this situation with Miku Hatsune Miku, and the game Project Diva Mega Mix on Nintendo Switch. Maybe you saw this video, maybe you didn't. If you didn't see it, there's a feature with this game, and some players decided to report that as a bug, and Sega thanked them and removed it. Unfortunately, this person, Shizu at Bep Delta, then says, "Who did this?" and then exclaims what they would like to do to that person or those people who reported the Miku thing going on there. And that's the backstory to today's report. Here is the new information. This guy, Chuck, says, might be the same people I've been noticing on Amazon out of nowhere a few months ago. Old Good Smile Company and other official Miku listings from my store and all sellers got removed from Amazon, wrongfully claiming it was something it wasn't. A suspicious mass flagging of all anime products also. Shizu responds and says, "Wow, this is really interesting. The products were added back. Did it say who asked them to be removed?" Chuck responds saying even worse is that Amazon would not remove the listings from my seller inventory and would tell me to manually delete them. You know what? That reminds me of what's going on with that Star Wars girl. Really weird. I don't know if you heard about this. That Star Wars girl, she's a great content creator on YouTube here. She does good work. And she's suspended on Twitter. And apparently, I heard that Twitter wants her to delete the tweet she made. And that's a whole other issue. Long story short, the tweet she made isn't even bad at all. Twitter is Twitter. Very strange place most of the time. I just thought that was interesting there. So apparently Amazon is telling this person that he's got to delete the listings. I wonder if there's some sort of legality there if they delete it. I don't know how that would all work. Just something interesting to consider. Let's continue on. So it tells them to delete the listings or delete his own account. I don't know if that's a typo. If they're saying if you don't delete the listings, we'll delete your account. Or if they're giving him the choice to delete his account or the listings. Could be either one. I guess we'll go with it not being a typo, though. So either delete your listings or the account. He goes on to say, listings that have been sold out for 5+ years. Been meaning to get back to selling like I used to sell a ton of Figma in GSC. So this is kind of strange. I'll admit, is he saying that he's been sold out for 5+ years anyways? I suppose we'll just continue on and see the rest of what's going on here. Shizu says, yes, please, that would be great. If you can't find them, just the most recent one is good enough. Chuck says, here's a screenshot of the emails from Amazon. Oldest is from 2015. Newest was just back on the 21st. Not too many figures, however, then again, being that I've been a dormant in selling for a bit is a sign that bigger sellers got far more than me. So that's a fair point as well. If this guy who admits that, he's not the most prolific seller there is getting hit with all this stuff, potentially it's a lot worse for other people out there too that we don't know about. Goes on to say, the one a week ago that got flagged was one of my oldest listings. Kaito Tenshi Twin Angels Ao Kanazuki, PVC figure, 8th scale by Max Factory. I don't know. Why? It's just funny to me reading it like all officially like that. Anyways, I'm sorry. Ignore my weird sense of humor. Google the figure. And the Amazon listing is still there. Visit the link to see the link to see they pulled it. Here's the email in full too. So let's take a look. Amazon sends this email informing the guy that they are indeed delisting the product in this email, the product that's outlined there, and saying that the product promotes a certain buzzword. And that's absolutely not the case because this is a very innocent, take a look at this on screen. Very innocent figure. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just a casual maid outfit and an Easter basket or something. Could you imagine having such a pathetic life that you spend your time going online, going to Amazon, and reporting listings like that, and then patting yourself on the back? Imagine that. Imagine really thinking you did good there. You did good. Really making the world a better place. I really, I'm joking around. I don't think the people who do these sort of things really think that. I don't think they even think they're doing good. I think they enjoy being negative destroyers. And that's what they are. They never create. They never do anything productive. They just destroy. They like to tear people down, tear businesses down. We see it over and over and over again. And they probably honestly enjoy that, which is really sick. You know what? Forget the whole rant and all that. Let's take it even further. Not even ranting. Let's just look at it. The situation here. We got a guy running a small little Amazon shop. This one dude trying to do his thing, selling merchandise that's completely fine, merchandise that people might look up and might want to buy. And those people then find something that makes them happy, a product that they enjoy, they are willing to spend their money on. They work hard to get that money. They find something that makes them happy online. They want to buy that thing. They're happy. Amazon gets a little money from the deal too. And of course, the seller, the guy we're talking about in this situation, he gets to keep gets his bills paid, gets to make a little money off this sort of thing. It's a great thing for everybody. So why does some weirdo or a group of people, a group of weirdos, have to ruin that? Why would you want to ruin that? It's a one guy trying to make a little bit of money for himself. How pathetic can you be? New person here, Xintorn, chimes in, says, looks like something shady is certainly going on. This definitely needs some attention. Either it's some anti-anime crusaders, or the competition is trying to sabotage smaller distributors. And Chuck says, I feel for other smaller sellers, it's bad enough when just trying to convince people you are not selling bootlegs, which is to this day still a major challenge, let alone having people also spam the flag functionality of Amazon to either some neo-Puritan crusade or purposely business sabotage. So to be fair, he does admit he doesn't know if it is just a group of weirdos doing this or if it is another business doing it to him. However, I would imagine it's not another business because, I'm just going with what Chuck has said. And with the information we have from Chuck, the listings that are getting flagged are really, really old. Why would suddenly a business just start doing that? I don't think they'd be that concerned about old listings from an individual specific one guy selling it, right? I mean, you never know. You never know. Sometimes people do things that defy all logic, which we see quite often nowadays. But my point is, I find that just less likely than some weirdos flagging it. And isn't that unfortunate? It really should be the other way around. Not that the other way around would be good. However, I want to be careful how I phrase this because both situations are bad. But let's make this quite clear. A business doing that is at least trying to get some monetary value by having less competition. Still a terrible thing to do, but you can understand the reasoning, right? As bad as it is, you can understand what they're doing. If it's just weirdos going after these Amazon shops, what do they have to gain out of this? Like, how? Why? So many questions. It's let's just continue on. I'm gonna get too flustered. Xintorn says, indeed, especially since there's absolutely nothing wrong with those figures, they are not even in some gray area. Looks like Amazon is acting automatically on false reports without human review. Everyone with eyes and half a brain cell would see that those reports are wrong. I will paraphrase this next part just to be safe. Chuck says, in response to Xintorn saying that it's not even pushing a gray area, he does show a product that might be pushing that gray area a little more than most. It is a little bit of a different product. That's the most I can say. If you want to see it, again, listen, I'm not going to sit here simply complaining that I can't show something on YouTube. I spent my money out of pocket having a developer make a website so I could show you the stuff that I can't show here. Because again, I don't want to just complain about it. People do that all the time. I'm going to also find a solution. That's my solution. Link in the description if you want to see the figure that I cannot show on screen. It's really not that bad. That's just how it is here. The character, though, is apparently from Super Sonico. Yeah, and I guess her name is Sonico. So there you go. He also shows the Amazon email for that. However, it's basically the same thing that we already read, except the listing obviously is different. Different listing, different URL. Same thing aside from that, more or less. However, if you do want to see that as well, same thing. It's in the Nyanet article. Link also in the pinned comment, not description. Let me correct myself on that one. Pinned comment. Take a look. And let's start ending this report by saying that recently it seems like there really has been an increase in people online. Very strange people, negative people with too much time on their hands going after businesses, shops, anime, all of this relating to anime. I'm just specifically saying anime shops, anime businesses, community, anime itself, as in the series, whatever it may be. We're seeing this more and more recently. It's quite strange. On one hand, there is a correlation that anime is becoming more mainstream, so you'll get more people like this as attention is, it's getting more attention. However, it's strange because anime has been becoming quite mainstream for a while now, like a good number of years. And it's specifically, I feel like the last 6 months even, like really recently, that all this stuff has been increasing a lot. And that's what's weird to me. It's not correlated exactly with anime becoming more mainstream, because if it was, this stuff would have been going on for years already at the level it is now. Maybe not quite this level. However, you get the idea. It would be a little bit more of a correlation. If we had a graph, they'd be somewhat close to each other. That's not really what's going on here. It's like anime is becoming more mainstream. These weirdos were kind of not following it, and suddenly it's like spiking up. So terrible graph, I know. However, I think you get the idea, hopefully. We've got some very good people in this community. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being a part of this community and standing up for what you believe in. You're doing a great job, and I think we are indeed pushing back against this nonsense quite well. So thanks again, and shouts out to the people who promoted yesterday's second video. I've got, on Twitter at least, Devin, Ishra, Coden, Yuji, Jobs, Mr. Anime, Nanad, Don, Lancaster, Weeb, Trash, Yodeling, 13th Honey Badger, On the Brain, one of my favorite beverages, Shogun, Simon, Don't Need Your Approval, and that's all we got for that one. Thank you again, and I'll catch you next time.